Hello everyone, welcome again to Learning with Kuya Chan. So in this video, we will work through some example problems step by step, focusing on concepts like velocity, acceleration, displacement, and the equations of motion. So whether you are preparing for an exam or just trying to get a better grasp of the basics, this video will guide you through solving common kinematics problems in an easy to follow way. So let's dive in and get started. So for the first problem, a cyclist starts from rest and accelerates uniformly at 3 meters per second squared for 6 seconds. What is the final velocity of the cyclist? So our first step will be to identify the given values. So our given is the initial velocity. Our initial velocity is equals to 0 meter per second since the cyclist starts from rest. Our second values is the acceleration A, which is equals to 3 meter per second squared, and our time t, which is 6 seconds. So in this problem, we will be finding the final velocity v. So the equation that we will be using will be based on the equations of motion, which was discussed in the previous video. So we will be using the first equation of motion, which is v is equals to u plus at. So our u here is the initial velocity. So since we have already identified the given values and the equations to be used, we will now be substituting the given values to the equation. So our equation is v is equals to u plus at. So substitute the given values. So our u is 0 meter per second plus our a is 3 meter per second squared multiplied to our time t, which is 6 seconds. So this one is already 0, so we will cancel it out. So our equation will now be 3 meter per second squared times 6 seconds. So we will be canceling the seconds. So our final answer would be 3 times 6, which is 18 meter per second. So it is the final velocity of the cyclist, which accelerated uniformly at 3 meter per second squared for 6 seconds, is 18 meter per second. Okay, so problem number 2. A car accelerates from 5 meter per second to 25 meter per second in 4 seconds. What is the distance traveled by the car during this time? So to start, we need to identify first the given values. So for the given, we have the initial velocity, which is equals to 5 meter per second, and the final velocity v, which is equals to 25 meter per second, and time t, which is equals to 4 seconds. So in this problem, we are trying to find the total distance traveled by the car, which accelerated from 5 meter per second to 25 meter per second in 4 seconds. So what we are trying to solve here is the distance or the displacement. So displace distance s is the unknown. So to solve this, we will be using the second equation of motion. So we will have s is equals to ut plus 1 half at squared. So as you have noticed, we already have the values for u and t, but we do not have the value yet for the acceleration. So to solve for the acceleration, we will be using the first equation of motion, which is given by v is equals to u plus at. So to find a, we need to rearrange the equation, which will give us v minus u over t. So since we have already acquired the equation for the acceleration, so we need to substitute the values to the equation. So we have a is equals to our v is 25 meter per second minus u, which is given by 5 meter per second, over our time t, which is 4 seconds. So to simplify, we will have 20 meter per second over 4 seconds, which will give us 5 meter per second squared. So we already have the values of a. So therefore, we are now ready to substitute all the available values to our equation, which is this one. S is equals to ut plus 1 half at squared. So that will give us s is equals to our u, which is 5 meter per second times t, 4 seconds, plus 1 half our a, which is given by 5 meter per second squared, multiplied to t squared, which is 4 second squared. Okay, so with this, we need to simplify the equation. So we will be having 5 meter, 20 meter plus 1 half 5 meter per second squared times the squared of 4 seconds, which is 16 seconds squared. So we will cancel out the units. So what we will have is 20 meter plus 1 half of 80 meters. So to simplify that, 20 meters plus 40 meters, or it will give us the final answer, which is 60 meters. So the total distance traveled by the car, which accelerated from 5 meters per second to 25 meters per second in 4 seconds, is 60 meters. Problem number 3. A sprinter reaches a velocity of 12 meters per second from rest after accelerating at 3 meters per second squared. How long does it take the sprinter to reach this velocity? So to solve, we must first start by identifying the given values. So based on the problem, it has stated that the sprinter started from rest. So that means our initial velocity will be equal to 0 meter per second. And our final velocity is equals to 12 meter per second. and acceleration is equals to 3 meter per second squared. So what we are trying to find here is the time it takes for the sprinter to reach the velocity of 12 meter per second. So we are trying to find here is the time t. So to solve for this, we will be using the first equation of motion, which is given by v is equals to u plus at. So since we already have identified the values for v, u, and a, we need to rearrange the equation so that we will be able to find the time t. So with that, our time t will be equals to v minus u over a. So since we have already identified the proper equation to be used, we will be substituting the identified values to the identified equation. So t is equals to v, which is 12 meter per second minus 0 meter per second over our acceleration, which is equals to 3 meter per second squared. So our t will be 12 meter per second over 3 meter per second squared. So that will give us a time t equals to 4 seconds. So it will take 4 seconds for the sprinter to reach the velocity of 12 meter per second starting from rest after accelerating at 3 meter per second squared. That's it for today's lesson. That's That's it for today's lesson on kinematics and motion in one dimension. I hope these examples help you better understand the key concepts like how to calculate velocity, displacement, and acceleration. Feel free to pause the video and go over the steps again to make sure everything makes sense. Remember, practice is key. So try solving similar problems on your own to reinforce what you have learned today. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others who might benefit from it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future tutorials on physics and math. If you have any questions or suggestions for future topics, leave a comment below and I'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.